everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Today we are making this Love and Sunshine baby blanket. This is so much fun to make. It's a repeat pattern, so almost mindless until you get to the edge here, and it is just so fabulous. There's an intricate edge with some picots. I have to say a big huge thank you to Red Heart Yarns for providing this yarn today. I'm using two colors, you can see here. I'm using this yellow color and this gray color. These are two different types of yarns, both by Red Heart Yarns, and this is called Bunches of Hugs for my main color. I used about 1,000 yards of this color, and you can see here that each ball comes in 948 yards of yarn, so I actually got 2 balls of this color. And then I only used about 120 yards of this other yarn, which is called Dreamy. And this yarn is absolutely super soft. You can see how plushy it is. It's just so soft. And I actually used about 120 yards of this yarn. So I just got 1 ball of that because it actually comes in 466 yards of yarn. So I just used 1 ball, part of 1 ball of that. So my main color is this yellow color, and it is called Banana, but you can use any color you want. There is a selection of colors on Red Heart Yarn's website that you can choose from this type of yarn, which is called Bunches of Hugs. This is a worsted weight yarn. It is a size 4 medium yarn, so it is like similar to a double knitting yarn. It's a little on the thinner side here. Then this Dreamy yarn, I'm using the color gray. Right here, gray, and this is also a size 4 medium worsted weight yarn, very similar to an Aran style yarn, and you can just see how like fuzzy, see the fuzziness on it? It just has that extra, it's almost like hand spun style. It's really, really nice and soft. So that's the yarn we're going to use. Big thank you to Red Heart Yarns for that. We are also going to be needing an I crochet hook, which is 5.5 millimeters. You could use an H size hook, which is 5 millimeters, or even go up to a J hook, which is 6 millimeters. But this fancy hook, whoopsie, this fancy hook I got from the Etsy shop Would Be Fancy. I will put a link in the description of this video so you can get your Would Be Fancy crochet hooks. These are hand-carved ergonomic crochet hooks, perfect for crocheting, whether you crochet like this, you like using a pen, or crochet like me when you're holding a knife. So it's really nice and easy to use and perfect for, you know, those of you who have arthritis or crochet for a really long period of time like me. It's just really nice to hold something larger than just the hook itself. So check out that website, the Etsy shop Would Be Fancy, to get your crochet hooks. I'll put that link in the description of this video and on my website. Also, you're going to need a scissors and a yarn needle. I just got these, you can get these online as well. Just to cut your yarn and sew in some ends that you cut. So those are the supplies you're going to need. Like I said, in the description of this video there will be information on where to get all of these supplies so you can make this exact blanket. And in this crochet project today I will unfold this blanket so you can see the full project here. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now the measurements, it is a square blanket here, and the measurements are 36 inches across, okay? Since this is a repeat pattern though, it's repeating rows 3 through 6 through this whole pattern, so you can actually make this into as big of a blanket as you want, but we are just doing the 28 rounds and then making our border here. So it's only 33 rounds of a pattern. It's so simple and super fun to do, and it's basically a square. But you can see we're working with front post and back post double crochets, and you can see just the dimension it gives. It is so soft and beautiful. So that is the pattern. You can check out the pictures on YARNutopia.com. All the links are in the description of this video to find the free written pattern on my website, YARNutopia.com, as well as my Facebook and Instagram page. Make sure you follow me. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube watching this video. I would really appreciate all the subscribers, and let me know what you think of this project, and check out my other videos as well. So you can get that update when my my dad posts the next video too, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can get that notification. Big thank you to my dad back there behind my shoulder who's filming this entire video with us and also editing it and posting it up on YouTube here. Also, a big thank you to Red Heart Yarns, and thank you to you for watching. So that's all the information I have for you today. Make sure to leave your comments on this post and subscribe to my channel on YouTube and follow me on all social media. And share your photos on Instagram and hashtag YARNutopia so I can see your work. So now let's get started and make this beautiful Love and Sunshine baby blanket. Alright, let's start out with our main color. We're going to start out by making a slip knot. So put your short end over your long end, then fold this down over the long end, and then pull that through and pull tight. And there's your slip knot. Then you can insert your hook, pull that a little tighter, and we can start. So let's start out by chaining 4. So yarn over and pull through 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to slip stitch to the very first chain way over here. Just slip stitch into there to form a ring. So go in, yarn over and pull through there and pull through the loop on your hook. And there you have a ring. If you want to start with the magic ring, you can, but now we're going to go on to round 1. We're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to start with a traditional granny square start. So we're going to put 2 double crochets into this ring. This chain up 3 counts as a stitch. So yarn over for a double crochet. We're going to go in to the ring, then yarn over and pull through. Yarn over and pull through 2 of the loops, and then yarn over and pull through those other 2 loops, and that's a double crochet. So again, another double crochet, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So it looks like there's 3 double crochets there. Now for the corner, we are going to chain 2. So yarn over, pull through 1 and 2. And now we're going to put 3 more double crochets into this ring. So again, yarn over, go in to the ring, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so you can see there's one side there's a corner, and then there's a side there. So again, chain 2 for the corner, 1 and 2, and then put 3 more double crochets into the ring. Here's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, again, another corner, chain 2, 1 and 2, and then put 3 more double crochets into the center ring for our 4th side. Then all we have to do is just make our last corner, so chain 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to slip stitch to this chain of 3 here. 1, 2, 3, right here. Just go into the top for front loop and back loop, just like that. Then yarn over and pull through, and pull through the loop on your hook also for a slip stitch. Okay, just like that. So there is, I'm going to pull this out here so you can see, round 1. It's like a mini square. You can see that center hole is kind of large. You can kind of just pull that straggler or sew it in and then cinch it so that that hole in the center kind of closes. If you had a magic ring, your hole wouldn't be that big at all. So now we can go on to round 2. We're not going to turn our work yet, so this is how our work is going to be. What we're going to do is chain 1, so yarn over and pull through, chain up 1, and on this very first stitch right here, this chain up 3 stitch right here, we are going to put a front post double crochet on it. So yarn over, go back into the chain 2 space of the corner, around the post of this chain up 3 here, then yarn over and pull that through, okay, just like that. Then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through those other 2 loops. And that's a front post double crochet. Now in the next stitch we are going to just double crochet. So yarn over, this is the next stitch right here, go into the top of that, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 of the loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 of the loops, just like a regular double crochet. Now on this next stitch right here, we are going to put a front post double crochet. So just like we did this stitch right here, we're going to do it on this stitch right here. So yarn over, go on this side of this post, around it into the chain 2 space, come out of there, then yarn over and pull that through, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So that's a front post double crochet. Now in the corners, in all the corners for the rest of this pattern, we are going to put 2 double crochets, so 1 and 2, then chain 2, 1, 2, and put 2 more double crochets into the corner. 1 and 2. So every corner for the rest of this pattern is going to have 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. Now for round 2, we're going to continue here. We're going to basically do what we did from here around. So front post double crochet on this first double crochet here. So yarn over, go into the chain 2 space around the post, just like that. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn, oops. There we go. Yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And that's our front post double crochet. Now on the next stitch, just a regular double crochet. So into the stitch at the top there, make sure you do your double crochet. But then the next stitch after that, right here, right before the next corner, we're going to put a front post double crochet. Just like that. And then again, in the corners, just a regular 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets in the corners. Okay, so if you need to, just rewind this to see what I did on each side and each corner, but I'm just going to finish off these last 2 sides and these 2 corners, and I'll meet you up when I get back to the front. Alright, just finishing up round 2, this last corner here. When you're finished with the last corner, we're going to slip stitch to the first front post double crochet stitch right here. So go into the top. Okay, so just ignore this chain up 1 right here. Just ignore that. We're going to go into the actual stitch right here. Okay, go in, then yarn over, pull through, and pull through that loop on your hook. Okay, and that was round 2. Cool, so you can start to see the texture with those front post stitches. Now round 3 is a repeat round, so pay attention here. We're going to chain up 1, but again that doesn't count as anything. We're going to turn our work around, so we're looking at the back of our work right here, okay? And the back of our work, our front post stitches that we made here and here, these are going to look like back post stitches because we're looking at the backs of them. So you can see here, you can see the back of them here and there, okay? So this is the back of your work, and if you can't tell what the front or the back of your work is, if you see here, this is the front of your work. Round 1 is, you can see that these front post stitches really pop out. So obviously if you look at round 2 of your work, you'll see that the front post stitches, this is the right side. Or if you look at these stitches up top here, you can see these V's, they're like sideways V's here. Sideways V right there, okay? But if you flip this around, those stitches, you can't see those sideways V's, okay? They just look like line and then this line underneath. Line and this line underneath. So this is the back of your work, and obviously round 2 then these front post stitches look like back post stitches. They're right here and they're pushed forward to the forward front end there. So that obviously this is the back of your work here. So that's to tell if this is the front and this is the back, or this is the right side and this is the wrong side. Okay, so RS or WS in the written pattern if you're following along with that, okay? So going on to round 3 now. This is a repeat round. We are going to chain up 1 and turn our work to the back or the wrong side, okay? And we are going to work on this first stitch that looks like a back post stitch, but it's actually our front post stitch from round 2. And what we're going to do is double crochet into that same stitch that you slip stitched into. So just yarn over. You can pull up your loop a little bit if you need to. So yarn over, go into the stitch you slip stitched into, which is this stitch that looks like a back post stitch right now. Yarn over, pull through, then yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so there's our first stitch there. It's a regular double crochet. Then we are going to back post double crochet on this next stitch right here. So yarn over. A back post double crochet is going from behind your work, okay, to the back, from the back to the front there, around that post, just like that. Okay, so that's a back post double crochet. Is yarn over, pull it through. If we can, there we go. Then yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. And that is a back post double crochet. Now on this next stitch right here, before the corner chain 2 space, we are going to put a regular double crochet in there. Okay, and you know how to do a double crochet now. There we go. And now, like I said in the last round, our corners are always going to be 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets for this whole pattern. For this whole repeat part, at least. 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. Now on this side here, we are going to start with a double crochet in this first stitch here. So yarn over, go into this first stitch right here, double crochet, just a regular double crochet. And we're going to alternate those stitches. So double crochet in this stitch on the first one after a corner. Then the next stitch is going to be a back post double crochet. So yarn over, go in from the back of your work towards you, just like this, and then go around the post, then yarn over, pull it through, just like that, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And there you have your back post double crochet. Now this next stitch looks like a back post double crochet because from our previous round it was our front post double crochet there. So we are going to put a regular double crochet into it. So yarn over, go into the stitch, actually not around the stitch, just into the stitch at the top there. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2, and you know how to do a double crochet. Now on this next stitch we are going to do the back post double crochet. So yarn over, go behind the work, around the post from the back to the front, the back to the back, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And this next stitch is going to be a double crochet. It looks like a back post stitch right there, but again we're alternating these 2 stitches. So double crochet in this next one, then back post double crochet in the next, and then double crochet in the next. So we're just alternating these 2 stitches. And on the last stitch on this side should be a regular double crochet into the stitch. Okay, so after a corner, so you see the corner, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, it's double crochet, back post, double crochet, double crochet, back post, double crochet, back post, double crochet, etc. So you're just going to alternate those stitches, and then when you get to the next corner, it's just 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. Okay, so if you need to, just rewind this to see what I did from this corner across to this corner here. Otherwise, if you know the repeat, just do that all the way around, and then I'll meet you up and we'll go on to round 4. You want to end this round with a back post double crochet on the last stitch here, and then slip stitch to the first double crochet. So right here, go into the actual stitch. Okay, so ignore this chain up 1 right there, you can barely see it anyway. So just go into the stitch itself right here, yarn over, pull through, and pull through here. Okay, just like that. Don't turn your work. We're going to go on to round 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Don't turn your work. So this is what your work should look like. We're looking at the back of our work, but this is what it should look like at this point. So if you turn it to the front, which we're not going to for this next round, but I'm just going to show you here what it looks like on the front. You can really see the dimension of the front post stitches there. It looks really cool. But we're not turning our work for round 4 here. We're just going to go on and chain up 1. So we're looking at the, again, wrong side of the work, the back side. Chain up 1, yarn over, pull through. And for round 4, we are going to back post double crochet on this first stitch that's a double crochet, okay? So right here, this regular double crochet stitch, we are going to yarn over, go behind the stitch around that chain 1 and the stitch itself, just like that. Then yarn over and pull through. Okay, I know this can get kind of tricky here. You can see where I'm pulling it up. Then yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2, and that's a back post double crochet on the very first stitch that we slip stitched to after when we finished round 3. So now on this next stitch, it looks like it is a back post double crochet stitch. We are going to put a regular double crochet in there. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And that's a double crochet on there. So we're alternating these 2 stitches again this round. So in this next stitch, it's a back post double crochet. And then the next stitch is a regular double crochet. But then the stitch before the corner is going to be a back post double crochet. So this round is very similar to round 3, except you know, the stitch before the corner is different. On round 3, the stitch before the corner was a regular double crochet. On this round, round 4, the stitch before the corner is a back post double crochet. Okay, and then in the corners we're just going to do our regular corner stitches, which are 2 double crochets, chain 2, and then 2 more double crochets. Alright, so for round 4 here, the start of a side here, so we're going on to this side now. The start stitch, the first stitch on after a corner, is going to be a back post double crochet. So yarn over, go from the back into this chain 2 space, then go around that post, then yarn over and pull it through, and then yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, that's our back post double crochet that starts this row here, or this side, I should say side. Then the next stitch is going to be a regular double crochet, and we're alternating these 2 stitches until the corner. So back post double crochet on the next, and then regular double crochet in the next. Then back post double crochet on the next, and then regular double crochet on the next, all the way until the corner here. And I'm almost there. You can just continue watching, and then what you'll have to do then is just rewind this if you need to. Otherwise, just continue with the repeat of this this row 4 here. So let's see here. We're going to double crochet in here, and then back post double crochet in the last stitch before the corner. Okay, and then you know what the corners are: 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. So like I said, just rewind this if you need to see what I did for each side and each corner for round 4 here. But I'm just going to repeat that. So this is the corner, then it's back post double crochet to start, and then alternate. So it's then double crochet, then back post double crochet, then double crochet, back post, etc. until the corner, which is 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. And do that for round 4, and then I'll meet you up and we'll go on to round 5 together. Alright, to finish round 4, we are going to end with a regular double crochet in the last stitch. Okay, so very opposite of round 3, but similar, okay? We're going to slip stitch to this first back post double crochet right here. So go into this back post double crochet stitch, yarn over, pull through, and through. And we can go on to round 5, so this is what your work should look like right now. This is the back side. For round 5, we are going to turn our work around to look at the front side. So this is the front of our work. It is looking so fabulous already. Look at the dimension. It just looks so cool, and in person it looks way cool. So we could go on to round 5 now. This is again another repeat round, so let's chain up 1. And this is very similar to round 3, except it is using front post double crochets. Okay, so in this very first stitch, which is right here that we slip stitched into, I know it kind of looks like you can see our chain 1 stitch right here, and then the actual stitch is like this whole thing, okay, in this stitch, and we can see our slip stitch right here. Okay, so we are going to work a double crochet into this stitch. So yarn over, go into where you slip stitch, so right here. Go in, yarn over and pull through, and then finish off your double crochet. Just like that. Now on this next stitch, it's a regular double crochet, but we are going to put a front post double crochet on it. Okay, so when we're looking at the right side of our work or the front of our work, we're going to do front post double crochets. When we're looking at the back of our work or the wrong side of our work, we're going to do back post double crochets. So just remember that throughout this pattern. So on this next stitch right here, this is round 5, we started with our regular double crochet. So the next stitch is going to be a front post double crochet, so just remember that from round 2 there. Okay, that's a front post double crochet. And then on this next stitch, it looks like a front post double crochet, so we're just going to put a regular double crochet into it. Just a regular double crochet into the stitch. And then alternate these 2 stitches until the corner. So in this stitch, it's a regular double crochet stitch. So we're going to put a front post double crochet on it. So yarn over, go on this side of the post, around it. Okay, so going in from the front to the back, around the post, back to the front, like this. Yarn over, pull through. Then yarn over and pull through 2. And yarn over and pull through 2. This next stitch looks like a front post stitch, so we are going to put a regular double crochet in it. So we're just going to alternate those 2 stitches. So it's a front post stitch on the regular double crochet stitches and a regular double crochet into the front post looking stitches. Just like that, all the way until the corner. Now these 2 stitches, even though they're just 2 double crochets, just alternate them. So after this stitch is a regular double crochet here, so we're just going to front post double crochet on this next one, and then just double crochet in this one right before the corner. And then do your corner stitches in the corner chain 2 space, which is a 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. All in that same chain 2 corner space. Okay, now this is round 5, so we're going to start our sides. So this is a side here starting after a corner. We're going to start it with a regular double crochet. Then the next stitch is going to be a front post double crochet. And then the next stitch is going to be a regular double crochet. And then we're just going to alternate these 2 stitches until the corner, which the corner is going to be 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. So you kind of get the picture there. So if you need to, just follow along with the written pattern or rewind this to see how I start each side. Your side, for round 5, your sides should start, right after the corner, should start with a regular double crochet. And then just alternate the 2 stitches. So regular double crochet to start, then front post double crochet, then the next stitch is a regular double crochet, then the next stitch is a front post double crochet, and just alternate those 2 stitches until the next corner. And the next corner is going to be the 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. And then you just do that all the way around, and I'll meet you up at the end of this round and we'll go on to round 6. Alright, so you want to end round 5 with a front post double crochet, just like that, and then slip stitch to the first double crochet of this round. Okay, so not this little chain up 1 here. Actually go into the double crochet stitch, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Okay, and this is what your work should look like right now. I'm going to lay this out real quick here so you can see it's like a little square. So, I mean, if you wanted to, you could end here. It's about 5 inches at this point. So if you wanted to make a bunch of these squares and like patch them together, that'd be fun. You could sew them all together and make a cute blanket just making with these 5x5 squares. But I'm going to go on to round 6 here, and then we'll go on to our repeat there. So let's chain up 1. We're not going to turn our work. So round 6, we are looking at the front of our work, or the right side of our work. And on this first stitch right here, that's a double crochet stitch, we are going to put a front post double crochet on it. So yarn over, go on this side of the whole stitch, on this side of the chain 1, okay, around it, just like that. Then yarn over and pull that through. Yarn over and pull through 2. Oops, there you go. And yarn over and pull through 2. And then we're alternating the stitches again. So this next stitch is a front post stitch, but we're going to just put a regular double crochet into the top of the stitch. Okay, and then the next stitch is a regular double crochet stitch, but we're going to put a front post double crochet around the post, just like that, and just alternate those two stitches until the corner. And the stitch right before the corner, the very last stitch on this side, is going to be a front post double crochet stitch. And I'll show you that because I'm almost there. I'm just alternating these two stitches. So this is a regular double crochet, then we're going to do a front post double crochet on the next, then a regular double crochet, and as you can see, the last stitch right before the corner chain 2 space is going to have a front post double crochet on it around the post, just like that. Then the corners are just like the corners of every round, just putting 2 double crochet, then chain 2, and then 2 more double crochet in there, just like that. So now starting a new side, every time you start a new side for round 6, repeating here, we're going to start with a front post double crochet around the post, and then alternate your stitches. So on the next stitch is going to be a regular double crochet, then the next stitch is going to be a front post double crochet, then the next is going to have a regular double crochet, and then the next is going to have a front post double crochet, and just alternate those 2 stitches until the next corner. And in the next corner you're going to put 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. So if you need to rewind this to see how I did this corner and started these sides here, but just repeat that, or you can follow along with the written instructions as well on YARNutopia.com. The link is in the description of this video if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on my website, just scroll down to the bottom of this blog post and you'll see the written instructions. So I am going to just continue this repeat all the way around, and then I'll give you instructions after round 6. Alright, so ending round 6, you're going to end with a regular double crochet into this last stitch here. Oops, there we go. Just a regular double crochet, and then you're going to slip stitch to the first front post double crochet right here. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Just like that. So now for the next rounds, you can make this however big you want. You just have to repeat rounds 3 through 6. Okay, so we're going to chain 1, turn the work to the back. So round 7, you're looking at the wrong side here, the back side. Okay, and we are going to put a regular, sorry, this is the first stitch right here that we slip stitched into. We're going to put a regular double crochet into it. So we're repeating round 3 here. Okay, so repeat rounds 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the last 4 rounds, just repeat those until your blanket is as big as you want it to be, really. So alternate these 2 stitches. Just make sure every 2 rounds, the biggest thing is to make sure, you know, every 2 rounds that you are changing your side here. So rounds 7 and 8, you're looking at the back here. Rounds 9 and 10, you'll look at the front. Rounds 11 and 12, you'll look at the back. Rounds 13 and 14, you'll look at the front, etc., etc. So every 2 rounds, you'll be looking at the other side, basically. And I'll have that in the instructions on my website, YARNutopia.com, so you can see which rows you have to look at the front or which rows you have to look at the back, and then how you're starting each side. So, you know, on the instructions for rounds 3, 4, 5, and 6, they all start differently. So make sure, you know, you're either starting with a regular double crochet, or you're starting with a back post double crochet, or you're starting, you know, again with a regular double crochet, or you're starting with a front post double crochet. So it's really, you have to really pay attention to what stitches you're starting and ending with. But after you do rounds 1 through 6 here, we just finished rounds 1 through 6 on camera here. We just have to repeat now rounds 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so rounds 3 to 6. I'm going to repeat these rounds 3 to 6 until I finish round 28. Okay, when I finish round 28, I'll meet you up, and round 28 I will be looking at the wrong side, or the back side of my work, and then when we go on to round 29, we will be looking at the right side of our work. So I will be meeting you up when I finish round 28. Good luck, everyone. Alright, welcome back. I just finished round 28, so let me just pull this out here before we attach, and I'll show you what our work looks like. So round 28 was a repeat of round 4, so we just repeated rounds 3 through 6 all the way up until the blanket was big enough. So this is how big it looks right now. And it's about 30 inches, but let me reach over here and grab my handy dandy little lamb. We can measure this out at this point before we change color. Let me measure across here. So, yep, it's about 30 inches. I don't know if you can see that all the way across there. There's the 30-inch mark. 30 inches across is about 75 centimeters. 76 centimeters there. So that's how wide this will be, and it's a square, so it's the same length as it is width. Okay, so round 28 was a repeat of round 4. This took me a few days. I've been working on it, you know, non-stop really. I had a few projects in between. And don't worry about your edges kind of curling up like this. If you can see, this is kind of curling. Once we make the border and everything, this will all flatten out, and if you wanted to pin it down and block it later, I can give you instructions on how to do that later. But yeah, this took me a few days, but I was working on it like non-stop. Also, I wanted to show you the seam. You can't really see it, but right here, going up this way here, is where we were chaining one and doing our next row, which you can barely tell, which is nice. And that was why we started in this spot here to do the seam instead of the corner, because I actually did make one with the corners being, you know, chain up and go on to the next round in the corner, but one of the corners ended up looking a little wonky, so the corners look much better now, and I can see on my screen here you can barely see the seam at all. It looks really nice. So this is what your blanket should look like right now. If you don't want to change color, you can just continue going with the pattern. If you want to make this blanket bigger, continue going with the repeat. Just repeat rounds 3 through 6. Now I'm ending, before I change color though, I'm ending on the wrong side. I'm ending on a repeat of round 4. So just keep that in mind too. If you want to make your blanket as big as you can do that and continue on and make yours bigger. But I just end on a repeat of round 4. And then I'll meet you up at this point now, and we'll change color to gray going on to round 29. So once we are at the point where our blanket is big enough, and we finish repeating the repeats and repeat round 4 here, at ending to be as big as we want it to be, we're at this point. So I'm going to slip stitch to this first back post double crochet stitch here. And I'm just going to fasten off this color. So yarn over, pull through, then chain 1, and then grab the scissors. We're going to cut this yarn and pull it all the way through that chain 1 there, just like that. That fastens that off, but keep that, you know, keep that spot open though, because that's where we're going to start our next round here. Let me grab my yarn needle right away. I just like to sew in my ends as I go, just so that I don't have ends to sew in later, because I want to just enjoy my blanket. So I'm just going to go in with a yarn needle. You can see here I'm just sewing this underneath the stitches. Okay, you can go back and forth a few times, just like that. And then once it's all secure, we can stretch it out, cut any extra, And that's that. So this is where we left off. So I'm going to grab gray. You can grab any color you want. And we're going to turn our work to the front side. So turn it around so you're looking at the right side of your work here. Okay, this is the right side, the front of our blanket. Look how fabulous that looks, by the way. Just the design is so beautiful, and it has that texture to it. It just looks really nice. So anyway, just find where you left off. Okay, right in the stitch here where you slip stitched and fastened off. We're just going to insert our hook into there. And we're going to hook on a new color. So just hook on the new yarn. I just kind of folded it in half here, like this. Pull that through the stitch. Okay, drop the short straggler. I kind of like to twist it around this once or twice, and then chain up one. Okay, and then pull this, and that's secure. Nice. And then we'll just sew in this end later. So now we're looking at the right side of our work. We are going on to round 29. We have gray yarn attached. We are going to repeat round 5. So I'm going to go back in my notebook here and read round 5. It says to double crochet into the first stitch that you slip stitched into. So this very first stitch right here, it is a front post double crochet stitch. So we're going to double crochet into the stitch, a regular double crochet in the first stitch here, and then just repeat round 5. You know how to do that. We're going to do a front post double crochet on this next stitch, then a regular double crochet in this front post double crochet stitch. Okay, now if you need to, just rewind this to round 5 and repeat round 5 for round 29. I'm just going to do that. I just had to show you how to change color, so it's a very simple round here. And once we are done with this round, I'm going to change colors back to yellow, back to my main color, and we can go on to round 30 at that time. Alright, so we're just ending this round with front post double crochet. Okay, just repeated round 5 there for round 29. So we are going to change back to yellow. So I'm going to change back. I just wanted a cute little thin stripe of this gray in here. So we're going to go into this first double crochet right here and slip stitch. So go in, yarn over, pull through and through. And just like we fastened off this yellow from round 28, we're going to fasten this off for round 29. Just chain 1, cut your yarn, pull it all the way through, and then pull tight. Okay, I'll sew those in a minute here. I'm going to go back into that same stitch that we just slip stitched into. Okay, I'm going to hook on my yellow, or you could choose whatever color you want. Here, a little scrap there. So hook that on and then pull that through that stitch. Okay, we're still looking at the right side of our work, or the front side here. We're going to chain up 1, and we are going to repeat round 6 for this round here. So front post double crochet on the first stitch here, front post double crochet, and then regular double crochet in the next. Then front post double crochet in the next, and then regular double crochet in the next. And if you need to, you can always rewind this to see what I did for round 6. This is round 30. Okay, round 30. We are with the yellow again, and we're repeating round 6 now. So I'm going to do that, and I'll meet you up for round 31. Alright, you want to end this round with a regular double crochet in the last stitch here. We're going to go on to round 31, so let's slip stitch into this first front post double crochet stitch, yarn over, pull through and through. And we are going to turn the work around for round 31. And round 31 is going to be a repeat of round 3. So remember, we looked at the back of our work. We are going to chain up 1, and in this very first stitch right here that we slip stitched into, we're going to put a regular double crochet, and then in the very next stitch we are going to back post double crochet. Okay, I just wanted 2 rows of this yellow color here, so I'm just going to repeat row 3 for row 31. If you need to, you can rewind this to see row 3, but I'm just going to continue alternating these stitches, and you know the corners are just going to be 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. So just do that, and then once I finish round 31, we're going to fasten off this color, and we're going to change back to gray and make our border. Alright, just finishing round 31 here, we are going to make our last stitch is going to be a back post double crochet, and then we're going to slip stitch to this first stitch right here, the first double crochet of this round. So yarn over, pull through, and pull through. And at this point I am going to fasten off this color. If you want to do another round, you can repeat round 4 next, but I am going to just chain 1 and cut this yarn. We're going to go on to making the border, so just pull that all the way through and pull tight. We are going to turn our work so we're looking at the front of our work now. Okay, if you wanted to, you could just leave it like this, have a plain edge just like that, and sew in that end there, and this would be your blanket. But I want to do a fancy little border here, so let me grab some gray yarn. Let me see here. Okay, there we go. And we're going to start where we left off, right there. So where I fastened off, we're just going to go into that stitch. We're looking at the front of our work, or the right side of our work, and we're going on to round 32 now. So we're going to hook on that gray yarn, or you can use the same color you used for this stripe here, whichever color, or any color you want, really. It doesn't matter. But I'm going to chain here. So we're going to first start off with chaining, let's see here, 1, yarn over, pull through, there we go, chain 1, and we're going to single crochet into that same stitch. So go into that stitch, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. Okay, that is a single crochet. Now what we're going to do is chain 3, so yarn over, pull through, 1, 2, and 3. We are going to skip this very next stitch right here, and we are going to single crochet into the regular double crochet right here. This double crochet stitch, we're going to go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook for a single crochet. So in all the regular double crochets, we are going to single crochet. We're skipping all the front post double crochet stitches, and we're going to just chain 3 in between. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip the front post double crochet stitch, and then single crochet into this regular double crochet. Then chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, skip this front post double crochet stitch, and single crochet into the regular double crochet. And just do that until the corner. Once we get to the corner, we're actually going to chain 3 and skip the corners, but I'll meet you up when I get there. Alright, when you're coming up on the corner, you have to, so we single crocheted in here, chain 3, we're skipping this stitch, and we're going to single crochet in the stitch right before the corner chain 2 space. And then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, skip the corner, but we're going to single crochet in the very first stitch after the corner. Okay, so just skip the corner and then single crochet in the very first stitch after the corner. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and skip this next stitch right here, but then single crochet in the next double crochet stitch right there. And then we're going to just continue on our way. So we just have to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, skip the front post double crochet stitches and single crochet in the regular double crochet, then chain 3, and then continue on. And if you need to, you can rewind this to see what I was doing to get around the corners, but we're just going to do this all the way around, so we have a very loopy round here, but then I'll meet you up and we'll go on to our last round to make the fun design. Alright, just finishing round 32 here. We are going to end with a chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then slip stitch into the first single crochet of this round. So right into the stitch right there, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Now we're not going to be turning our work, we're just going to go on to round 33 here, our last round. We are going to go into this chain 3 space right here, the very next chain 3 space, go in and then slip stitch. So yarn over, pull through and through. And it doesn't have to be a super tight slip stitch, just so that you're in the chain 3 space. Then we're going to chain up 1, so yarn over, pull through, and we're just going to single crochet into that same space there. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2, just like that. Now we are going to go into this next chain 3 space, and we're going to make a series of stitches. We are going to put a single crochet, so go into this chain 3 space, this next one here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. There's a single crochet. In the same stitch, or in the same space here, sorry, we are going to put a half double crochet, so yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. That's a half double crochet. Next we're going to put a double crochet, so yarn over, go into the chain 3 space, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops on your hook, and then yarn over and pull through those other 2 loops. Now we're going to make something called a picot. So we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to slip stitch to that 3rd chain here. So this one right here. So count 1, 2, 3. This 3rd chain here, we're just going to go into that chain. You can go in this one loop or both loops here, doesn't matter. Yarn over, pull through, and pull through the loop on your hook for a slip stitch. And that makes a point, as you can see, a point right there. We're going to make 3 more stitches into this chain 3 space. So if you need to scoot these over to make room, you can. We're going to put a double crochet. So again, put another double crochet in there. Then we're going to put a half double crochet. So yarn over, go into the chain 3, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And then the last stitch in this chain 3 space, we are going to put a single crochet. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2. And there is one of our points. Fabulous! Next we're going to, let's see here, slip stitch into the next chain 3 space. Now if you want to single crochet you can, otherwise slip stitch, it does not matter. So go in, yarn over, pull through and through. And I know I started with a single crochet, so if you wanted to single crochet in every other chain 3 space you can, otherwise slip stitch in every other chain 3 space. But in every other chain 3 space we're going to make one of these little points here. And that's the pattern. So in this very next chain 3 space we are going to single crochet, then half double crochet, then double crochet, then picot, so chain 3, 1, 2, 3, then slip stitch to that 3rd chain from the hook, then double crochet in the same chain 3 space, half double crochet, and then single crochet, all in that same chain 3 space. And there's another point right there. It looks so fabulous. So then we're just going to alternate those steps there. So then slip stitch into the next chain 3 space, and then make your point in the next chain 3 space. So if you need to rewind this, if I went a little fast on that second one, just rewind it to this one here and make these points in every other chain 3 space, and then slip stitch in every other chain 3 space. And if you need to, you can follow along with the written pattern. I have that on my website, YARNutopia.com, but I'm just going to repeat this sequence. And once you get to the corners, now all the corners here, so there's our chain 2 corner space, this chain 3 will have a point in it. So one of these points will be in every corner. So make sure you have that. If you don't, then you maybe have skipped a chain 3 space or something, or you'll have to figure out, you know, to make sure that the point is in the corner, and then there's a slip stitch in this one here before the corner and a slip stitch in this one after the corner. So just make sure you have that. And I'm just going to repeat this sequence all the way around, and when I'm finished with this round I will meet you up and we'll fasten off together. Alright, so you want to end this round with a point, little piece here, and we are going to slip stitch to this first single crochet right in here. So just go into that first stitch, then yarn over, pull through, oopsie, pull through, there we go, and then pull through that loop on your hook there. And pull tight. Then to fasten this off, because we're done now, we're going to chain one and cut this yarn and then pull it all the way through and pull tight, and then we just have to grab our yarn needle and sew in any of the ends that you may have. So just going to yarn this needle here and just go underneath the stitches with the corresponding color here. So this is gray yarn going underneath the gray stitches. And I'm just going to go back and forth. But there it is! The Love and Sunshine baby blanket is complete! Oh, that was such a big project. Actually, I haven't done a big project like this in a while, so I was really happy to be able to finish this week. So thank you so much for watching and learning how to make this fabulous piece. I think any baby will just be so beautiful on this blanket. They'll love it and cherish it for a lifetime. It's such a beautiful heirloom piece, and I just absolutely love this edge. So big thank you to Red Heart Yarns for providing this yarn today for this project. It is so soft and beautiful. Big thank you to my dad back there for videotaping, editing, and you know, posting this up for everyone on the YouTube channel. And a big thank you to you for watching. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, leave a comment to this post, or if you like it, leave a comment as well. Let me know what you think of these tutorials, and make sure you're following me on Facebook and Instagram. And if you make this blanket, please share your photos on Facebook and Instagram, and if you post on Instagram, be sure to hashtag YARNutopia. You know, I did say earlier that if the edges do kind of curl up, you can lay this straight out on a flat surface, on towels or a mat. Lay it straight out, probably on a big table if you have like a kitchen table or something, and then you can pin it down with pins and then spray it with a bunch of water and let it just sit in the shape that you want it to be. So you can pin down each of these little points here if you want to pin down each point in the square shape that you like, and then spray it down. You can block your piece. That's the blocking method to this piece. And look at the back side as well. It's just so beautiful both ways, you know, both sides are just stunning. So again, thank you so much for watching and learning how to make this beautiful blanket. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Until next time, happy hooking!